So let's make these Cuban style pork chops. So I start off by cutting up all of my vegetables, so tomatoes, peppers, garlic, onions. Make sure that you dice your onions, but make sure you also have some sliced because you'll need to have them prepared for the next steps. So here we are. I added some garlic and oil and rice to the pan, gave it a really good stir, and then I added some water, and then I decided I might need to add a little bit more water. And so of course season your rice with salt. And so here we are adding the tomatoes, and then we're also going to add the sliced onions, and as you can see, the diced onions remain on the cutting board. And then we're going to add a pack of vinegar. And then we're also going to end up seasoning this with some sugar, salt, and pepper. And you're going to do half a teaspoon of each. And then, so yep, here's me giving it a good stir. And so then you want to add some oil to a pan. And then this is when you're going to add your diced onions as well as your green bell peppers. And you're going to saute those for about 2 to 3 minutes and just make sure that they're softened really, really good. And then once that's complete, you want to add your spice, your fajita blend spice to the pan. And then you want to also season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Give that a good stir. And then you're going to add in your black beans. So I used 2 containers that were provided in the HelloFresh meal. So I added both containers of the black beans, making sure we get all the beans out. And it is so good, especially with the rice. But nonetheless, we're going to give that a good stir. So keep stirring, because you want to make sure that you get all of the seasoning in there as well. So you want to make sure you give it a really, really good stir and then simmer. And so now we're going to move on to our meat. Make sure you pat that dry. Add some oil to a pan and let that heat while you season your meat with a fajita spice blend as well as some kosher salt. And then we're also going to season with some pepper. Now you only see me season one side because once I add the pork chops to the pan, I'll leave this unseasoned side face up and I'll go ahead and season it within the pan. And then it also just kind of lets some of the seasoning get into the oil as well, and make sure that there's plenty of flavor. So here I am again, just adding that seasoning to the very top of the pork chops. And you want to make sure you cook your pork chops for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. That way you don't get overly dry pork chops that end up being tough. And so we did the fajita blend seasoning as well as the salt and pepper. And so gave that a good flip, and here we are. And so on the plate, we have the rice, the black beans, the pork chop, and then the vegetables that you saw me make in the earlier part of the video. Thank you for watching.